Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome to Take the Points.
A true underdog podcast.
I'm so back.
The boys are back.
You're so back, dude.
Yeah, we're here to stay. Yeah, we're killing it,
It feels
guys.
so good.
This does feel good.
I'm saying nothing tonight. Not just kidding. I'll probably say too much.
You're gonna, you're gonna talk a lot. I can already tell.
Place.
Do I ever not? Yeah, you're right. I do have because I got the juice back. Okay, it's so hard to get on here and roll solo, as you guys know. It is difficult.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
having like a conversation with three people all by yourself, and so it's nice to have a little bit of facial reaction on the other side of this, a little bit of conversation, not with yourself.
You
know?
were impressive though. You ripped for an hour on your last solo pod and killed it. I thought it was great.
I appreciate it. Steve didn't listen, but Wilson, I'm glad that you did.
Of course.
Did not. No, I'm sorry. I did not. I know.
Yep. Thanks, Steve.
What, would you want me to lie to you?
I mean, I'd appreciate you listening to the podcast that you are a member of, although I'm not sure if you're a member anymore because you haven't been on in like a month. So this is...
Okay. I thought we sorted this out before we went live, but that's fine.
Can we get a quick update on Wilson fresh off a last night Save My Life
Fresh
tour?
off tour.
Yes, it was
got a celeb
awesome. Had
Sponsored by Go-Go Squeeze.
It was sponsored by Go-Go Squeeze. That was hilarious. They responded to that, by the way. But yeah, we had a great little tour. Awesome show in Nashville, in Columbus, in Cleveland, in Buffalo. Finishing up this upcoming Monday in Grand Rapids here. Nobody came up to me and said that they listened to Take the Points, and I was disappointed.
That's some BS.
Yep.
We gotta get some. Can we get some merch in your merch counter?
Wait, that's a great idea.
Like, can you have like some little like Take the Points cards and be like, oh, you like this music?
Listen
to Wilson more. That has nothing to do with music. But
honestly, yes, this is a good idea. I'm gonna think through this.
I've literally been thinking about buying like those business cards and putting like the QR codes on it and just dropping it like you're at a Lions game and just drop it in the bathroom by the sinks,
Drop it
whatever.
In the urinal.
Someone will scan it, right?
Dude.
You got nothing else to do.
Yes, it's a good idea. We need to start thinking through more business-minded things like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Instead,
if only
let's
we
just-
were business-minded people.
Right.
Any of us.
I feel like we got some entrepreneurial spirit.
Oh,
in
you
this
know, I was
pod.
being very facetious. We're all we all have it.
We're studs.
Steve Wilson's back. So let's just do a recap of this. Wilson back, fresh from a week gone, Wilson?
Yeah.
Right? A week away from your beautiful wife, newborn.
Okay, you don't have to make me feel bad.
No. But hold on. This is
Yeah.
this is going to be a positive for you all. You have Steve, who's he's not feeling well. He's sick, and you both jump on here despite all of your obligations and illnesses to do the pod. So I just want to say thanks. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are here for the people.
I wasn't
It was going to
expecting-
be a compliment, Wilson. It's a
I'm
compliment.
shocked, but thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can sleep when we're dead.
Well,
That's what I say.
there's just so much to talk about because we had some big news today for the Lions with Hutch. We haven't even touched on the Pistons yet, so we gotta get into that. A lot of hubbub on Skubal today. So tons of stuff for us to talk about.
Want to start with Aidan? Maybe
Yeah.
the Hutch contract. Then we'll spend bulk, maybe Pistons, and then we'll wrap with little Scoob on the end.
That's the breaking news today, so let's start right there.
Yeah, Hutch locks in 4-year deal, becomes the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. 4 years plus his fifth year locks him up for 5 years. But yeah, kind of $180 million, I think, with 141 or something like that guaranteed. So overall averages to I think 45 a year, which I coming in, I think, Steve, we had maybe chatted about it of like, we were thinking it was going to be 4 at 200, probably would have been good coming in, 50 a year. So to get him under that, a little more guaranteed money, I feel like win-win for both sides. Do you guys agree with that?
I do.
Absolutely.
I saw some people saying that they think he's overpaid, which, I mean, like they think we overpaid for him. That's the kind of people who they would have been pissed if we didn't sign him and let him walk. They'd have been pissed if we signed him for what he's worth. Like, sometimes you just can't satiate the fans. And my opinion, thank you. My opinion is we got him for a fair price for how incredible he is. It's a fair price. Everybody wins.
Yeah, you got him for market value, and that's the thing about these NFL contracts is the most outrageous contract is going to be the next one that signs.
Yes.
And then 2 years from now, this Hutch deal is going to look like a steal. Because this money keeps going up, man. This league keeps making money hand over fist, and these players keep getting paid big time. So why not lock them up now?
I also think that they wouldn't do that and shell out that much money if they didn't have a plan. If they didn't see how the pieces are going to fit together, still even with paying him $45 million a year. Like they clearly have a outline and hopefully even more than that. They have a structured plan for how they're going to make that work and still fill the team with enough talent with the money that they have remaining. So I think it's great.
Yeah, I think we got to give the Aidan deal's kind of clear and cut, right? Like it's a simple. If you disagree that was a deal, like you just don't know football. I agree. Look at the Matthew Stafford contract when he signed it. He was the highest paid quarterback for like a week and a half, and then he got blasted away. But like this to me signals from like Sheila Ford Hamp stepping up here. Like with these contracts, I think we've talked about this. It's like they got to put like what is it, like 40% of this contract guaranteed in like an escrow fund to make sure that they can cover it. Like she has dished out some serious coin,
like $500 million. Yeah,
and so like Chris Illage, if you're listening, maybe take note of this, but like just kudos to her because this. You look at like the Bengals who pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase went all into training camp. They won't pay Trey Hendrickson. Like we just don't have to deal with that BS anymore. Yeah. It's just like the question is, I guess, does this signal just another reason to have belief that the Lions have entered into a phase that we have just never seen in our lifetime, which is like a competent, desirable like franchise that people want to come to and be a part of.
Hell yeah, it does. I mean, she's a businesswoman. She knows that if you put that kind of investment out there, you protect it. And you don't protect an investment by shelling out that money and then not being competitive by not also filling the team with other talent. So to me, it signals that for sure.
Who would have thought we'd be sitting here saying this? But I mean, they got their. I read something that's like almost $1 billion locked up between their 9 best players, right, over the next however many years. And aside from, we talked about it the other week, Robbie, right? Like aside from like their 3rd and 4th round draft pick next year, they're just going to keep backfilling.
Yep.
And Brad Holmes is the guy to do it. So it makes me wonder with trade deadline coming up, and we talked about it again too, like marginal moves maybe, but the blueprint for this team is develop your guys, pay your guys, and backfill with young talent. And like if we keep doing it, I don't see how it's gonna not pan out at least once, hopefully. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, these contracts are nuts. I mean, I got Penei Sewell, 4 years, $112 million. Lee McNeil, 4 years, $97 million. Amon-Ra, 4 years, $120. Derek Barnes, sneaky good signing there. 3 years, $24 million. He's been great. That was a great signing. Aidan Hutchinson, 4 at $180. Kirby Joseph, 4 at $84. Say what you will about Kirby. He's been a little banged up this year. The dude's a ball hawk. The only one
most
that probably
interceptions in the league for the last 3 years.
The only one that felt a little bit surprising to me, I'm sure you guys, I don't think we got a chance to talk about this on the pod, was the JMO at 3 at 83. Like you paid him a good clip. You still pretty much have Laporta, Branch, who's a linebacker? Why am I blank? Campbell, right? Like those 3 are going to be due next. Those are kind of the next guys due for extension. So the JMO's the only one that I'm like, was that worth it? But if you got ahead of it and if he takes off, you got to steal on that deal. But the rest of these, you can't sit there and complain on any of these. There's no way.
The thing with JMO is like we've shown that we honestly don't really need him in order to win. Now maybe there's games down the stretch that he really comes through in the clutch and we run plays for him and he busts out a huge touchdown. But we've shown that we can win without him because we really haven't even run plays for him. We haven't used him like barely at all this season.
Yeah.
So I do question that one for sure.
Yeah. But he also does all the things that you want a wide receiver to do, or that at least Dan Campbell wants a wide receiver to do, right? He's like you don't get the rock if you don't block kind of guy, right? He's out there. He's putting blocks out. He's playing that team kind of game. So I think they rewarded him as more of like a token to the rest of the guys. Like, hey, this is what happens when you do what we need you to do.
I love that, but if it means that we can't sign Laporta because we, then I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's because
very
I was
fair.
trying to think too. Like if you had to rank, you got to look at what Brian Branch, Laporta, Jack
Jahmyr
Campbell,
Gibbs.
Jameer Gibbs, like those four guys. Like
they're
if you had
all
to
more
stack,
important.
right? Like if you
Yeah.
had to stack rank among the right, and throw JMO in there. JMO for sure of all five of those. I could argue maybe Laporta, but he's been so good. It's JMO's probably he's probably fifth on that list.
Yes.
I'd
Yes.
probably say BB number one for me because he's just Brian Branch is like this nuclear missile you can deploy wherever the hell he needs to go.
Right.
Then I don't know. I'm torn between Campbell and
Jack Campbell's a beast. I really like Jack Campbell.
He's been so good.
I mean,
Gibbs
really
is like,
good.
you're going to pay a running back? He probably is. He paid Montgomery last year, right? He signed him to a 3-year extension. It's probably going to pay Gibbs.
And
Yeah.
I think when you have superior talent at the running back position, I know it's a short NFL career span for running backs typically, but when you have that superior, like top tier talent, like think Saquon Barkley, think Adrian Peterson, like these guys do last for quite a while. Jahmyr Gibbs is not going anywhere anytime soon, so you want to re-sign him for sure. Like with the output he's putting out right now.
And then there's just ways that you manipulate the salary cap anyway, right? If you can, like, you end up franchise tagging Jahmyr Gibbs and paying him like $27 million for 1 year to get that extra year out of him, and then it's like, hey, dude, like you're a 28-year-old running back. Sorry,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all. Like that's unfortunately the name of the game with the running backs is you're on an expiration date.
Cap. I was looking at our cap. Like the cap's going up.
Doesn't
too.
matter.
Like Jared Goff has like a $69 million salary cap hold next year. They're never going to pay him that. They're going to divvy it up into a signing, but those contract restructures, it'll be like $8 million he'll make next year. Brian Branch is the only weird one to me that they haven't re-upped him yet. He's got one more year left on his that one's a little bit surprising. He's been a little, he's had some issues with some of his on-field stuff. I think you guys missed the punch, right? That happened after that game against Kansas City, which was just so stupid for him to do that. But he just feels so valuable having him in Kirby and I don't see them letting any of the four guys I just said. I don't see Brett Holmes letting any of them walk out the door unless they hold him hostage for a contract. I just don't see it happening. I think he's going to re-sign them all.
Yeah, I think we got to give
so
huge shout outs to our entire secondary. Like it's been unbelievable with
The Legion of Whom. I love that nickname they gave him. The Legion of Whom.
That's awesome. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you never heard that? Oh, it's great.
so good.
They literally got like your cousin Danny coming up and fucking playing
That's
nickel.
so good. That is so good.
How are you guys feeling about? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Robbie.
No, I was going to ask about the trade deadline, Wilson, but go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say how are you feeling about where the team's at right now? Like in that, I guess that could go into the trade deadline. Like, what do they need? Should they make any big moves?
I mean, I feel, Steve, I don't know how you feel. This is one of those things where it's like the year that we went to the NFC title game. It's like we did not make a move at that deadline because we were obviously like rolling at that point. To me, this is one of those moments as a GM where like, can he add? I think we need to add some help, whether that's it's going to be on the defensive line or probably in the secondary on a cornerback. It's probably going to be one of those two areas, I would think. Everything else is pretty much solidified, but do you make a move as insurance or to make sure, hey, your fourth DN coming off the bench is, not Bob Muhammad, who's been great, but you have like just somebody else out there to help insulate, right? Because they're still missing Davenport. So I would say now's the time where you incrementally add. Do I think they're going to add a Trey Hendrickson? I just, Holmes hasn't shown the ability to want to do it. I don't see him doing it. I would like it if he did, but I think they'll add around the edges, kind of like they did with Za'Darius. No pun in there on the edges, but that's what I think they'll do. It'll be like an incremental add, nothing incredible, but that's my take.
Yeah, I think an ad like Za'Darius would be sweet. I mean, would probably be great this year because you get a guy like that who's probably someone who's on the downside of their career in a contract year, not going to get picked up by that team. That team's just saying like, hey, give us a fifth rounder or something like that. Like that's great. And then there's someone who can come in and give you a little bit of gas in the depth zone. So
I'm gonna go the other way though, actually, and say I would love to see us do something kind of big because we didn't do it last year, and we should have. And the Tigers
And
didn't
the year
do it
prior, probably.
Yes,
right? Probably
yes.
Chase Young has that huge sack in the NFC title game that ended up forcing a fourth down, right? That was all from that deal that San Francisco made. Steve, I think it was that chair drop on 97-1. They still talk about that when that trade came through.
100%. Like, we need that to happen for us. And, we just went through it with the Tigers not adding. I know it's a different situation because they needed so much, but the Lions do need a few things. They need a corner. They need another edge. Like, you can always use a little bit of help on the line no matter what. Like, just add some. And I want to see them do something that feels almost a little bit uncomfortable, but that makes our team better and give us a better shot to win the Super Bowl this year. Because right now, I don't feel confident in saying that I think we're going to win the Super Bowl. I think we're going to be a contender. Like, I think we could, but I don't feel like this is our year right now with the team we have. It's going to take something like momentum swinging, like a big move to make me feel like, oh my gosh, we could go get this right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm also just like too used to the way Brad Holmes operates, and it's just going to be like these fringy moves.
We're neutered. We're
right,
neutered,
yeah,
dude.
Exactly, yeah. But at the same time, Wilson, you got a good point. Is this could be the time to do it? You have all your draft assets. You have your guys locked up. Everyone's healthy. You have the cap space to bring on somebody and like to make it work this year. Like this could be the year to do it. And if it costs you, a 2026 first and a 2027 second rounder to make a big splash, then okay.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
I'm down, kind of.
What are you waiting for? Yeah, what are you waiting for?
Yeah. So, I could see it, but I just...
It's one of those, if not now, then when.
Exactly.
Which is the same
Right,
conversation
exactly.
we had on the Tigers, right? Now, we probably maybe felt like there was a little bit more like magic there with the Tigers. Like we kind of knew that they weren't maybe as good as the record deemed at the moment. There was probably some holes there. The Lions are probably like one big move away. Like if all of a sudden they went and got a Trey Hendricks, like let's just say that happened, they gave up a second and 24, or I'm sorry, a second and 26, and like a third, like you said, Steve, in the following draft. Like that could get it done from Cincy because they're not going to re-sign him. Now he may walk. You could tag him next year. You're probably not extending him, but that's like that's a move that now you got Hutch, who leads the league in NFL pressures, which is crazy again. But I think I saw the Lions have the like 30th ranked win rate on pass rush win rate. Trouble saying. I think it's like 30%. So they outside of Hutch, they do not win. Now, I think they have like the third most sacks in the NFL. Take that for what you will. They've been blitzing more and all that. But you get a guy like Trey Hendrickson on that line. Now that's like Wilson. If that happened, would you feel like
yes?
Because then now in the driver's seat.
Yeah, because then I think, how do you score enough points against us to combat how much we're going to score on offense? Like, how do you take those guys on?
Yeah.
If you have Trey Hendrickson and Aidan Hutchinson coming at you all game. Like,
sick.
How do you tackle that? Or no pun intended. Like, how do you stop that?
Yeah.
And then, because we're going to put up numbers. Like, our offense is high powered. So you're going to have to score a lot. And with those guys, I feel like we could really do some damage.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, too, it never hurts to have more guys that scare a quarterback. Right, especially with these quarterbacks in the league and the way that the level at which they play. You're going to have to go up against Hurts, maybe Josh Allen, Jordan Love, right? You got a lot of good quarterbacks in this league nowadays, and if you can just add one more guy that makes them think twice, right, or makes them have to move just that half second faster, that's where they make mistakes, and that's where the rest of the guys on this team are ready to pounce. So it certainly makes a lot of sense to do it, man. And I don't know, maybe Wilson, you might have just changed my mind. I think let's go do something big.
I love it,
Steve. It's because we're stuck. Steve, we've spent hours on this pod. MLB trade deadline. NBA
I love trade deadline.
I know. And I think over the last 2 years we've done this.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Nothing has ever happened.
Do you know what I spend most of my quiet time doing is thinking through hypothetical trades
I love
for
that.
all of our team. I'm walking the dog at 5 a.m. Oh, dude, know what we should do? We should trade Tarek Skubal for Justin Crawford from the Phillies, top 100. This is what I think about.
So
I'm sick. I'm twisted.
I feel like I get most into that on the NBA trade machine. I don't know why. I feel like that.
Yeah.
The trade, like the NBA has marketed the trade machine probably better than anybody. When it's like
you can visualize that very well.
Like when it shows the plus minus on the wins too, of like trading a player, and you're like, oh, I could definitely trade Tobias in a first for like another all-star for sure. Our wins improve by 12. The other team loses by 7 or something, and you're like, oh, this is cool. I would do this for sure if I was a GM.
I think that's easier too, because it's like there's 8 guys not like that matter on a team, like in the NBA.
Right.
So many fewer guys and positions to have to think about.
Yeah, and then it turns you into like a quasi salary cap savant, and you're like, oh, we're going to free up a $28 million trade exception. We don't know what the fuck that means, but we're going to get it.
We got to talk. Let's talk hoops. I know I talked a little bit about the past 2 weeks, but one quick reaction I want to get from you both, because I gave my thoughts on. I probably went on a rambling speech last time I was on solo, which the whole pod was that. But talking about the Chauncey Billups situation and the Terry Rozier situation, would love your guys' take on both of those. Then we can jump into just kind of, for those that haven't been watching the Pistons, just like kind of what they did over the offseason. But like a high level for you guys when you saw that come across. I'm sure you've read some of the details. Like you guys share my thoughts of like what the hell were these guys thinking, or where are you guys at?
Yeah, I mean, I share your thoughts on that, but I also think like it's just sad. Like it just makes me feel sad because both of these guys, like Terry Rozier and Chauncey, have made such good money, millions and millions. Both of them still had the opportunity to make millions and millions more. Chauncey as a coach, Rozier as a player. Like, it's just such a foolish move, but it makes you sad to think about, like, they must have thought that they must just not be able to manage their lifestyle, their finances. Like, these are desperation moves that you don't make if you don't need the money for some reason. Like, right? You wouldn't do if you're just sitting on a load of cash and everything's good and you're managing your lifestyle appropriately. You don't need to do this. And so it kind of makes me sad, honestly.
I disagree with that. I think everybody has a price. And I think no matter how much money you got, there's always a number out there like, oh, wait, I can do what?
Really?
I can make how much more?
I just learned something about you.
Well, think about either us in our careers. It's like, hey, you would have to drive 45 minutes further than you already do, right, to get like to get promoted 2 levels and make X much more a year.
Sure,
I'd probably do that, right? Like so.
But that's
even though we live comfortably now.
But that's
also legal.
That's what I was going to say. The difference
fair enough.
is like if you're telling me now I got to do something shady at work that if it gets found out,
the shady piece.
I'm
okay,
gonna only am I going to be fired, but I could go to jail. Like now it's like obviously I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Okay, but then now let's think about this too. Do you think Chauncey Billups? What kind of jail do you think Chauncey's going to?
He's not going to jail.
No, he's going to the one where like the door is unlocked and you can walk right out.
Yeah, sure. But he's never going to coach again. Like he's throwing away his opportunity for his career. Like that's to me, you don't do that unless you feel like, well, either he felt like there's no way that I'm ever going to get caught, which that's
what I
think.
Stupid.
Just arrogance.
There's arrogance. And that's what I mean. Like, you get pro athletes, the guys who's always been top dog, right, in high school. Like, their whole life they've been told how great they are. And then they're going to be like, oh, you can make all this extra money and no one's going to catch you because you're so good.
But even still, I think that there's got to be some level of like, well, I'm not able to afford the way that we're living right now because they're just living too large.
Some of them, sure.
That would be that's what immediately makes me think is like, oh, you're living too large and you can't afford your life. So now you're doing these shady things to try to backfill that money that you're blowing, which that makes me sad. But especially, I think it wouldn't make me as sad if it wasn't Chauncey. I mean, obviously.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Do you guys think this, I agree with everything you guys just said. That's kind of was my sentiment last week. One new angle I've kind of taken to is like, more on the Terry Rozier stuff than maybe on the Chauncey stuff is like gambling is an addiction. Like I know, I'm sure you guys have felt that too. Like you got blackjack on your phone or what, like there's a reason they hit you with all this stuff. I mean, who knows, right? Terry Rozier may just have a gambling problem, and this was like he likes that rush and thrill that everybody gets from the gambling piece. The Chauncey one was the weird side to me because it wasn't gambling, right? It was like fixed poker games. It sounds like movie shit. It's like that movie Molly's Game or like
dude, that's
weird.
like it's like Ocean's 11 shit. Like the special glasses, the special cards, the X-ray machines. It's like I'm waiting for just like to have like a tiny person inside of something like actually feeding him the right cards. Like it's just ridiculous.
It's like it feels worse to me because it's like deceiving people.
Yeah,
it's individuals
off of his name too, because that's what they said. He was like I listened to the press conference and it was like he was like the fish or the bait, whatever it was, and he was like the guy that added like legitimacy to a game. So Wilson, you're a high roller. You're like, oh, Chauncey Billups is in this game. I know it's got to be legit, not knowing that Chauncey's in on the ruse of it all. And it's like, that's where to me, I think the Chauncey one probably shocked me more because I think the Rozier stuff and who was the other guy in the NBA that got caught for the gambling? The heck was it?
Porter,
right.
Yeah.
And they were saying even him, if you read into some of that documentation, is like he got so in debt with these bookies that they essentially were like, you have to do this or like your life could be in danger. Like that's a totally different situation than Chauncey. You just never know what somebody's into. But my question on Chauncey is, do you think this impacts at all his like legacy in Detroit? Like he's already up in the rafters, right? They cheer him every time he's in. Like, what do you think this, I haven't seen this at all happen other than what, maybe like a Pete Rose situation. I'm just thinking we're like to this caliber, if he is found guilty, assume not guilty, but whatever, we'll see what happens. But do you think it impacts that at all? Like, does it impact for you guys at all? For me, it doesn't really a ton, but
yeah, I don't really care.
I think it's so different than Pete Rose.
It's Chauncey, dude. Like
because
it's Chauncey, right? It's Chauncey. Like that's it.
With like Pete Rose, that was about while he was playing, right? And integrity of the game. And for Chauncey, it's like not even directly tied to basketball. It's not while he was playing. Like it's a different situation. I think it will be a little stain on his record, but I think it will be quickly forgotten, and he'll show back up at Little Caesars and at some point, and he will get the same cheers.
Yeah, I mean, we forgive people for more egregious things. I mean, we can separate the artist from the art, so to speak, in certain cases. Like R. Kelly, Scumbag, remix to Ignition, rips every single time.
True.
You know,
true.
like
It's
like,
true.
and I can't I'm never going to skip
true.
that song because he's a scumbag. I'm not going to turn it as loud as I usually would.
Yeah,
right?
it's a great comparison though of like, yeah, he didn't do anything wrong when he was in Detroit, nor did it necessarily have anything to do with basketball. This is someone making a stupid decision, getting a DUI, some dumbass thing off the court or field, whatever you want to, which doesn't really tie to the basketball piece. I've always had such like a adoration for Chauncey. I just feel like, right, great community guys, but kind of a humble guy when he speaks, right? Just never, even when he was a player here, that's what everybody loved about him. He was truly that blue collar going to work. I mean, the whole team was, but he wasn't like a sheed with some, outlandish personality. And that's why this shocked me so much. It just didn't feel like it was in his character based on what his reputation is in the NBA. And that's just more sad, like you said, Wilson, than anything else, that this has to happen to a legend like that.
A legend,
Detroit.
Yeah.
But,
And I also think too, like, who are the people on the take in these poker games? Like, were these mafia dude?
No, that's it. I think it was mafia. Yeah,
it was mafia.
Yeah, like in that case, like those aren't victims to me too. Like those are also scumbag people that like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So hypothetical, Chauncey's actually trying to screw the mafia guys. Okay, so he's actually trying to be good in this. That'd be a great show. That came out at the end. It's like Chauncey was trying to help.
Dude, he's like Batman, right? Like this is the hero we need right now. So
No,
Anyways, all
like,
good
no.
perspectives.
that's not the case. He was trying to make some money.
We can try.
Too many houses and cars, probably.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Speaking of houses and money and cars, can we talk about the Stones this year so far? I don't know. You guys tune into a lot of games. I quickly would love to like recap off season too. I know there's a lot of different moves, and I think kind of like we talked about the Tigers and Lions not making a huge move, not a huge off season for the Pistons in terms of big name acquisitions, but I don't know, Wilson, Steve, when do you guys want to run through the roster updates?
I mean, the big updates are, as far as what we lost was Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway. Like I was nervous about losing those guys because they provided a lot of scoring. Like Malik Beasley had a career year. He shot crazy amount of threes. I think he was, what was he in the top three of 3-pointers made ever, 2 or 3? Like, that's a big loss. I mean, it sounds insane to say, but he really was. So to lose him and then losing Tim Hardaway, who scored like 15 points a game, and there was a few games where he took over and won the game for us. I'm like, man, because we hadn't seen success in Detroit for a while, and then to see it with those guys, it made me feel like we can't lose that much because it's going to be too different of a team. And then bringing in the big names that we brought in, I guess you could call them big names, would be Duncan Robinson and Karis LeVert, which is like, felt like to me a step down from those two guys. Duncan Robinson had kind of fallen off from his glory days in Miami, hadn't been seeing quite as much playing time, and then Karis LeVert has floated around, and he's been a solid player, but felt like we lost more than we gained. Some other more minor things happened, like if you look down the roster, there's a couple names that you probably didn't see last year that you haven't seen much this year, but one that sticks out to me is Javonte Green, who's actually been providing some really good minutes. He's new to the team this year, and like he's been really solid. But those are kind of the big updates of who we lost and who we added, unless there's others that I missed that I'm not thinking of.
Yeah, I think we are continuing. It is similar to the Lions, right? You're building around your core guys. I think they're big on Ron Holland. Ron Holland actually looks a lot better this year than he did last year. I know you guys hated him last year for missing those free throws at the end of the Bucks game.
I wanted to cut him so bad that night.
At 19
It was like, dude,
years
you're
old,
a first round pick. You got to make.
Yeah.
Come on, give me one. Give me one. That's all I'm asking for.
He's sick though.
Right.
Like last night, he had that huge dunk, dude, in that Magic game.
He's sick. And Asar looks really, really good.
Yes.
Coming back healthy from the full off season. Like,
yeah,
those are the guys that we're going to build around. Ivy and Duran, we talked about a little bit, I think, before we started going live, right? Like, Robbie, you said they didn't pick up the 5th-year options on them, so they're going to be restricted free agents. What's going to happen there?
It feels like a smart move to me. I know some people were like, "Oh, I can't believe they declined it." It's like you do that all day in the NBA with the restricted part. Of course, let someone else, let the market dictate the value at that point.
Yeah, especially with Ivy, because the question marks after his injury, and are already having question marks with how does he fit with Cade and with the team. Like, I think that's a good call.
And Duran too. I mean, he's not a top 10 center in the NBA. He's not a bottom 10 center in the NBA. I think he's right in that like upper middle tier.
What I will say,
let's just see what his market value is, right?
I'm so torn on Duran. Like, I go back and forth of like, he's not a max guy because he just doesn't have the offensive side of his game. He just hasn't developed it yet, but the Pistons haven't really asked him to do that. They've allowed him to play mostly lower post, but even that, he doesn't have a ton of post moves, right? He's more of a like dunk and slash kind of guy. He's going to get boards. He's okay defensively. I wouldn't say he's like, I think Isaiah Stewart is better defensively than Duran is, right? And you're paying Stu, I don't know, 18 a year, whatever the hell it is, something like that. So Duran's the one that I don't know what you do with a guy like that. It's like, that's one of those moves that Trajan's going to have to make a call on of like, are you going to try to upgrade, get a stretch 5, right? Maybe you sacrifice a little bit more defensively, but you get someone that can shoot the rock a little bit better, which is more the modern NBA. Or do you say, okay, he's going to be a pick and roll guy with Cade, which we saw a lot in the playoffs last year, right? It worked pretty well, but I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on Duran, like what you kind of do with him this year? I think it's tough. He's a tough one for me.
I mean, for me, dude, I think he is a top 10 center in the NBA. Like you don't have a lot of guys who are averaging 15 and 10 who are also, as quick as he is, can move it down the court. He's great for the high pick and roll. He works really well with Cade. I think he makes Cade flow on the offensive side like a lot better. He's only 21 years old. Like, to me, he's a guy that I would try to keep for sure.
Is he still only 21?
He's 21, dude. He's
21.
He's
young.
That is insane.
I know.
He's 15 and 10 at 21. And
I didn't realize he was 21. I thought he was like 23 by now. He's 21?
Yeah, he should still be in college, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I feel like he'd be the only person other than Cade that I'm like, we have to have him on the team. That's
I
my
could see
take
that.
on him.
He's probably my closest number 2 outside of I think Asar. I think Asar and Ron Holland. I think just because Ron Holland's young and he's on his rookie deal still. Asar looks really good, but eventually, I mean, it's Cade.
Yeah,
Cade's team. Cade is legit. Like Cade looks so good.
Dude,
already.
I was so
he
wrong
looks.
on him, man.
I know you were. I know you were. We weren't going to talk about it.
I was watching him last night. I love the hair he's got going now. He had like dude. He just the braids and dude. He just looked like a man fucking possessed last night.
Yeah,
like just like a total different player. I got to realize with Cade, he's not going to be some like an incredible 3-point shooter or like that's just not his game. He's gonna go inside with the rock. It's what he's gonna do. Like he's gonna draw contact, look for guys. Like that guy's accelerated a level I hope he was gonna get to and just continued to flourish. He's incredible.
And he needs a good wingman. Like he needs a good, like a solid, like number 2 guy that like if it's not Cade, this guy's gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I don't think we like as much as I love Duran, as much as like Tobias is a good piece. And I really like Asar and Ron Holland. And we don't know about Ivy much yet because he's been off for over a year. But like, we need that other guy to where like teams got to think like, this is a 2-headed snake they're going to murder me.
Yeah.
Right. And that's when the other pieces like Asar, Ron Holland and Duran can be deadly. Because they have a role and they come in and just do their job.
Yeah, right now we're doing it with the sum of the parts. Like Asar is averaging 14 a game. It's through the first what have we played 5 games? Like if he can do that, dude, that with the way he is so defensive minded too, he's an absolute menace on defense. If he's averaging like 14, 15 points a game, 7 boards, and like a crazy defensive threat, like he's a huge piece. And then to your like Ron Holland driving to the basket, like Tobias adding 20 points whenever you need him to. I think like that is a solid recipe. And then Duncan Robinson, obviously, he came out of his shell last night with I think he was like 4 of 6 from 3.
He was hot last night. He was feeling it.
Man, if he's doing that, and then to your point, Steve, if we were somehow able to add like a guy who can average close to 20 a game, like the 1-2 punch that, think about Jason Tatum and Jalen Green, Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown. Wow, my brain
different color.
Just died. Think about a 1-2 punch like that. That's how you become a actual contender from where they are right now, which is just a good team right now.
And Jalen Brown's kind of like one of the guy I almost said when I was saying that. Like that's the guy where you could get. I mean, I know there's always been the trade rumors of him with Boston. It's going to probably cost a shit ton to get him. But you bring him here, him and Cade, who knows how well they end up fitting. But on paper, again, 2 guys that can kill you.
Yeah.
And if you end up keeping Duran, Asar, and Ron Holland in that deal, like, oh, dude, you got a squad now.
You're a legit contender then. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Tobias, I think just we need to upgrade there at this 4 because he's just getting a little long in the tooth. Nothing against him, really. He's a good player, but
he was great last night, though.
Yeah, he's going to do that in bunches, but he's not going to do it consistently enough for us to really rely on it.
Guys, side note, was in Birmingham a couple weeks ago. Saw Tobias in the store with his wife, and I'm telling my wife, like, do I go up and say hi to him? Do I not? Dude, that dude's like hips are literally like at my face. Like that dude is fucking huge. Yeah. And this is a total side note. Now I'm going to derail. Like, do you say hi to a celebrity sports person in public or do you not? And I like wasn't going to. My wife was like, you got to say hi to him. So all I said to him was like, huge fan Tobias, like looking forward to a great year this year. And he was walking around with his little baby or whatever. And I said, congratulations. And he said, thanks, man. We really appreciate the support. Like, it's going to be a hell of a good year. And I was like, that dude feels like he likes Detroit. And there's something to that. He feels
like just a good dude.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
He wasn't like an ass or like he could, you know what I mean? It's just like he was super cool. And I
feel like, dude, you were that close to getting invited over for dinner.
Dude, right. He was, I was smiling just from ear to ear. It was like, this was awesome to say hi to Tobias. Because he's such a Detroit guy.
While we're on the subject of seeing people in public, the other week we were out in LA for work, and me and John, right, our buddy, we were the last ones to board the plane because we were at the bar, of course, and we got on, and I was feeling pretty good. And I'm walking by, I see this guy in first class, and I'm like, I know this face. And I look at him. He looks at me. We make eye contact. I was like, "You were in the Sandlot, right?" He was like, "Sure was." And I just went, "Fuck yeah, dude!" and fist pounded him. It was Ham, the catcher, right? You play baseball like a girl, the dude from the Sandlot.
Love that.
That you should
He
have
looks He looks exactly the same.
Why is he coming to Detroit?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I was walking back to the cheap seats in the plane, dude. I didn't have time to ask him that. Yeah.
Maybe he was connecting somewhere. He had to be connecting somewhere.
I think he was connecting somewhere.
That makes a lot more sense. Wow.
Also, it was cool you didn't walk by and you're like, "You're killing me, Smalls," like some lame ass thing, which I probably would have done.
Right.
Like, I fucking heard that like 20 times, dude. Like,
right. I was just like, "You're the Sandlot." He's like, "Yeah." And part of me thinking too, I couldn't think of the name of the movie for the longest time. I was thinking Little Rascals.
Oh, like, very different.
Yeah, very different.
I haven't had. I need to get a celebrity moment in here. Jeez, you guys making me feel jealous.
You are
here.
A celebrity.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
this is our celebrity moment.
Huge celebrity. No, I'm glad you said hi to Tobias, and I think like that's a situation where it's like super chill. Like there's not already a bunch of people around him, and you're like. At a restaurant when somebody's a sitting duck is where I'm always like a little hesitant because I don't want to start something and then have 50 people come up to them while they're just sitting there and don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, this guy's waiting for steak frites and Wilson's over there asking him like all these questions.
That I think would be not cool. But in a place where they're moving and they can get away if they want to, it's great. I love it.
And no one in the store even realized that he was Tobias Harris.
I don't know how that's possible.
I could just tell though, like no one. Like, you could just tell that it was just like, wow, that's a really tall dude. And I was like, that definitely is Tobias Harris. And I was like, I got to go say something to him because Tobias is like my kind of Piston. Like, that's the kind of guy I've liked for the Pistons. Is just like a savvy vet. I don't know. And also I looked up, I was telling my wife, I was like, this dude's I was like, how much do you think that guy's worth? She's like, I don't know, 100 million. I was like, no, he's made like 350 mil in his career.
That's
it's insane how much money Tobias has made.
Oh my gosh. He
pulled
paid.
away and like his all blacked out Mercedes. Like, not just like the black tint, like it's like not the shiny tint, the matte black with all black everywhere, tinted windows. I was like, this dude is just rolling in cash.
Yeah, if your car's matte black, like you got like now you're starting to rig poker games.
Yeah, yeah. He was actually on his way to see Chauncey. Yeah,
yeah,
no.
Anyways, I was back to hoops. The other thing I was going to say too, I was good point on Asar. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but one difference this year is that, like from a backup guard perspective. Like Marcus Sasser really isn't seeing the floor, and they're having Asar is bringing the ball up. Him and Ron Holland are now the primary ball handlers on that second unit, even on that first unit, which that was not the case last year, right? Like they ran a strict, like either Cade was bringing it up or they had, right, like a backup guard, whether it was Beasley or whoever it was in that second unit. Like last night, I looked at one point on the floor, it was like Holland, Asar, Duncan Robinson, Stu, and then whoever you said, Wilson. Sorry, the new guy that we got.
LeVert.
Nope. Not
You talking about Javonte Green?
Yeah,
Javonte Green,
that was their five on the floor, and it was like you would not have seen that last year because like that second unit that's a youthful second unit with Holland and Nassar as the scorers. That's the question. Like, do you upgrade that? Does that is your second unit right now. And they eventually brought in Tobias, but
I love that because what I love about it is like either Asar or Ron Holland bringing it up as opposed to Beasley or Sasser is not necessarily on the offensive side of the ball. Like I think Sasser's probably going to be a better guard he's got better handles. I mean, he's played that position his whole life. I trust him more with the ball. I trust him with not turning it over more than I would Ron Holland at this point. However, on the defensive end, I think it more than makes up for it if those guys can be competent to bring the ball up and take care of it well. Then you got them out there on the other side of the ball as opposed to Sasser or Beasley, who are both undersized and a liability a little bit. Like, dude, we're going to be way better shape on the defensive end of the ball. So I think that's actually a better situation than last year.
And Sasser's hurt, or isn't he's out right now? Isn't he? He was on.
I
I think he was on the injury
He
report.
must be because he's not even showing in our lineup.
The other guy we
so
forgot
he
to mention was Dennis Schroeder is not back either this year. I know that was
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
we
the other
missed
guy
him.
I was thinking. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No. I just think Sasser will probably have a bigger role. I think he's just been out. I think they said he was sick on the radio, or something like that. So he's just kind of getting his conditioning back.
It's just interesting to see Asar bringing the ball up. That's just such a. I don't know. You guys see when you see Ron Holland and Asar too. Is like Holland. He reminds me of J-Mo in the way that J-Mo's just kind of like the way he's like, even the way J-Mo catches the ball. It looks like he's going faster. His body's going faster than like his mind can process it. You still see that with Holland where like he goes up for a dunk and I'm like, I don't know how he got the ball from like his hip to the rim without it like just falling out of bounds.
He's figuring it out in the air. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Athlete.
Right. He's so athletic. It just has not caught, like his mind has not caught up to how good his body is in a weird way, which reminds me of just J-Mo. I think there's some parallels there in the way that they play. They're so talented.
Yeah.
Once they get a handle on it, it's like a whole nother level.
I mean, I think that's true. Ron Holland was, I remember before that last draft, Ron Holland was anticipated to be the number 1 overall pick. That year, like in like the preseason early mock drafts, which changed crazy because that draft year was terrible. So yeah, he's got the tools to be a good player, but he's raw like that, and that's what we see, right? Is that raw, like unpolished, type of play. But if he puts it together, man, he could be a really, really good piece.
Yeah.
Plus, they're playing him now. He's getting minutes, right? Like without Beasley and stuff like that. Those were minutes. He was. Beasley was eating some of those minutes last year over. They just need him out there. Chaz Lanier's playing a little bit. The rookie we drafted. He's more of a 3-point guy, but that's kind of going to be your rotation. And I still could see them moving off Ivy this year. Like that could be a deadline move where it's like Jaden Ivey, a first-round pick, and Tobias. I'm not saying you're going to get a superstar for that, but you could get a serviceable guy for those three because those are all contracts coming off the books plus a draft pick. Like that's how you make a move at the deadline to try to get yourself better versus just trying to be in this kind of, hey, we're okay being good. How do you make yourself great?
Yeah, and I understand the move into Tobias piece, just like with the contract side of it, but it would be a big loss, honestly. Like with losing Tobias this year is going to be it's going to be hard to upgrade heavily enough for this season. Like obviously for the future, it's probably what's best for the team. But
I could see him bringing him back though. Tobias could be one of those guys that comes back at the end of this year on like a 2-year. $18 million deal or something. He's made all of his money. He's got a family here. He just wants to play like in a good situation. I can see him. I also could see them holding on to him. I guess
that would be my ideal for me.
Would not shock me at all. Would not shock me. Give him a low deal, trade him last.
He would be great as a depth piece.
Yeah. Yes, that would be. I mean,
he's made so much money too. I mean, you know, these guys want more money, but dude's made $300 million. You think he wants to go back and play in Philly, like with all that pressure? Hell no. No way.
No.
Like, no one wants to play in Philly.
True. Ben Simmons, maybe? He might want to.
Joel Embiid doesn't want to play in Philly anymore.
Yeah. Facts.
We should trade for him. Actually, no, I wouldn't. But
yeah, I'm not a huge Joel Embiid fan, but so I think I saw the Pistons have the 4th highest win total in the Eastern Conference projected, like gambling wise, like over under, which I thought was interesting. But you guys see them probably that's where they stack up in the East. That's probably where I have them. 3 to 5 somewhere. I think Cleveland's still the class of the East. Orlando's obviously up and coming.
But they're sucking, dude. They're sucking the teat real bad. Like, I honestly, in a bad way, which normally that would be a good thing, but they're doing it in a bad way.
They're doing it in a bad way.
Yeah,
that's even worse.
They're doing it like little babies. I think like 3rd or 4th in the East is very doable. I was really hesitant to say that before the season, so maybe I'm overacting after just 5 games. But watching the team play, it feels like we have it built for more consistency than we did last year. Because for a lot of games last year, we needed Tim Hardaway or Malik Beasley to make like 5 threes to win the game. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like we need that this year. So I feel a lot more confident that we can put it together night in and night out. Plus, with Indiana falling off, plus now, like I just said, I don't think Orlando is as good as I thought that they were going to get to be. I think that really opens the doors.
Jason Tatum's dead.
And the
It's
Celtics,
probably,
yeah.
what, Cleveland, if you had to rank it, Cleveland, New York,
And then could be us.
could be Detroit next. I think probably preseason Orlando is probably.
Possibly you.
Yeah, possibly you.
Possibly us.
I mean, Milwaukee, Philly's looking really good,
I
actually.
Yeah, I forgot about Milwaukee.
But we have a chance.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. They've been fun to watch, if nothing else. Like they've gotten off some slow starts in these games, but they've been fun to.
They're a fun team.
Yeah, LCA's bumping right now. We got Red Wings rolling. We got the Pistons. Come on,
Hot Jim, as Dwayne Casey used to say.
Yeah,
Hot Jim. Over there at LCA.
I'm loving it, guys. I'm loving Detroit sports right now. It feels amazing.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Do we need to wrap here with talking to LCA? We're talking Little Caesars pizzas. This Tarek Skubal stuff. I know this is going to be that. This is probably going to be the one topic we talk about literally every pod. There's going to be some update on it. But last we heard, Tarek Skubal. By the way, I don't know if you saw last night. Blake Snell threw 120 pitches. Skubal's still coming out at 95 pitches, which is insane to me. I think that has gotten worse over time as we've watched the playoffs, as all of these stud pitchers continuing to pitch in these games and Skubal pulling himself out. But this contract situation with Skubal, all the rumblings, if you just Google Tarek Skubal right now, I was doing it before the pod, everything's like going to the Mets, he's going to the Braves, he's going to the Yankees, he's going to go to the Dodgers. Like, where do you guys sit with this like Skubal situation? I know there was this perceived contract offer, which we can talk through how BS that was if you look at what it was. But like, where do you guys sit with this Skubal sitch?
I got a lot to say. I don't think we're going to pay him $400 million a year. I don't think that we should pay him $400 million a year just because he's a pitcher. You insert any pitch into here, even if he wins 5 more Cy Youngs in the course of the next 10-year deal, that means there's half of that contract he's not the best pitcher in baseball, and you're paying him to be. Mm-hmm. And if he wins 5 more Cy Youngs, you put it, that's Roger Clemens level of greatness.
But do you do a 6-year deal? Would you do a 6-year deal?
He won't, because someone else will.
Do you think somebody's going to give him 10?
I think someone will, and I think it's going to be – well, actually, no, I don't know if they will, because the big kind of elephant in the room that no one's talking about is the collective bargaining agreement that ends at the end of 2026, and the owners want a salary cap. Mm-hmm. So I don't think there'll be a salary cap, but I think they're going to change the structure of max – like almost like have a max contract where you can't sign these guys like Shohei Ohtani 20 years and –
You're deferring 700. Yeah,
it's ridiculous, right?
Which the Tigers wanted to do with Bregman too. They were going to defer his payments for 7. Like Max Scherzer is still getting paid like $18 million a year.
He's still getting paid $14 million a year from Washington.
For the next like 7 years, it's stupid.
Yeah, the Bobby Bonilla paradox.
Bobby was ahead of his time, Steve-O. Bobby was ahead of his time.
I mean, I just don't like. I don't like paying pitchers that much anyway. And I think that the reason we lost in that game, that 15-inning game, which, of course, the greatest game that I've seen in the playoffs in some times was trumped by an 18-inning game in the World Series the other day.
True. Double game, back-to-back games. That's insane.
Shohei Ohtani is the best player on the planet ever. But dude, I just don't – we didn't lose because of pitching, right? I would rather have 3 guys that can be legitimate number 2s on any team than Tarek Skubal and – pitching chaos, which got us there last year. And arguably, we started to implement a little bit in the playoffs this year.
I mean, I'm with you, Steve. Like, it obviously was not Tarek Skubal's fault in any of the games that we lost that he started. But what was our playoff record with him as the starter?
I think we lost his 2 starts in the ALDS and we lost. I think we wasn't he 0-3.
I think he was.
Yeah,
and
he was 0-3,
and it's not his fault. But that just goes to show that even with offense. Skubal, like you're not guaranteed to even win the games that he pitches. So like, right. Yeah, you could say, oh, we got Skubal that gives us a chance in the playoffs. Well, I mean, we had a chance, and if we had won his games, we would have won. But it didn't. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Yeah. And if you pay him that much, you're not going to be able to add enough.
And then you trot out rookie Troy Melton, who I'm really high on Troy Melton. I think he's going to be a stud.
It's good.
But that's not the spot to rely on Troy Melton. But you didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
you know what I
you
mean?
had to. You had to do it.
You got to fix the offense, and I think even with Skubal having 1 year left, he's going to demand a lot in the trade market this year. You look at the Blue Jays, I think will win the World Series. It's going to come. You're showing that the Dodgers aren't some unbeatable team. So anybody with a fighting chance is going to put a lot of their chips on the table to go and get the best pitcher in baseball. And I would do it. I'd make the move, man, especially if you got two guys that can come up and be on the opening day roster next year. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right? You have probably the number one prospect in baseball in McGonigal next year. Max Clark's probably number 5. Those guys coming up in 2027. You could be really good for the next 7 years if you trade Skubal.
But you can't trade. You cannot trade Skubal for more prospects. You got to trade Skubal for known commodities.
They got to be they got to be prospects that are basically ready to high level, ready to come up right now.
And I don't even want that because I want to know that they can play at the major league level and be good right away. I don't want to wait for these prospects to come up next year and then it takes 3 more years for them to actually be good. I want to trade Skubal for guys that have already done it for a couple years in the majors and been good.
Sure. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be utopia. Will that happen? I mean, the way baseball generally works, it's you might get one guy that's a platoon type guy that can come up, and then the other one's going to be, to Steve's point, like a 4A guy, the guy that's just been waiting. Maybe he's been held up because there was already another position there. But I agree with you guys both. My 2 things are, one, I think the reality is we're working with a small market team. We'll use that in quotes of Chris Ilitch. He's not going to spend money. So if we use the assumption that we're going to have $180 million payroll, let's just say, Skubal takes up, 40% of that with his contract. That's who we're going to trot out there, and we're going to continue to see the Zach McKinstry's of the world be at the heart of this order in big playoff spots. And the second thing is, if you watch this World Series, which I've watched most of these games, at least some of them, you realize how outmatched the Tigers are and how they need major upgrades across the board, like a Riley Green, a Torque, like a Carpenter. Those are good. They're good players. But you look at these other teams, if we truly want to win a World Series, you're going to have to make some added and multiple investments to get better. And that's where I think Skubal or sum of parts, to use our analogy, I'm probably taking the sum of the parts, thinking I can get 3 to 4 offensive guys, Steve, and to your point, maybe 2 number 2 starters for the cost of Skubal. It's just it's an asset allocation thing, and I just don't think it's worth it. I mean, as good as he is,
I think I've thought very long and hard after that 15-inning game about what we need to do, and I'm not the GM of the team, but what I would do if I was. There's not one move, right? You must trade. I think you trade Skubal, get guys that are high, either MLB contributors now that are young and controllable, like someone like Andy Paez from the Dodgers would be great.
Yeah, he's your guy.
In a deal like that, he's the guy. Or you get I look at the Phillies make Trader Dave, right? He loves making trades. Justin Crawford's a top 100 prospect. He's everything you want out of Parker Meadows. That Parker Meadows never came to be.
Yeah.
Right. But he hasn't played any big league games. So those are the kinds of guys you get. But also, you got to go sign free agents. This is where the Alex Bregman deal bites you. You got to go back into that pen and try.
Steve, we going to get your boy? We going to get your boy Bo? We going to get Bo Bichette?
I'd take Bo Bichette. I mean, at this point, honestly, I would again, and then it goes back to the way that this payroll is structured. You could go and get Kyle Tucker, pay him $400 million. Really, you could. I don't know. I could go on and on all day about it, but I just think it's not 1 or 2 moves. It's going to be 5 or 6 moves.
Yeah.
But all can be done. All can make us very good for a long time, and still have the inflow of young, talented players to keep us good in the future.
Do we have any core guys that you're we this is who we're going to ride next year? Who is that for you guys? Because I'm struggling to think about who it is. That's But at the same time, clearly our team has something good right now because we've been in the ALDS for 2 years in a row, so something good is going. And
got AJ Hinch and Chris Fetter.
Yeah, is that it?
Yep.
Is that it?
He's got the Fetter and the Hinch. The magic, the voodoo magic that they're putting on the Tiger. The only guy I really feel good about is like a guy like Dylan Dingler. I think is a foundational guy you're going to keep. I think you're keeping Kerry Carpenter.
Yeah.
Like other than that on this roster, like you could tell me you're trading Torque or Riley Green, and I'm not going to balk at it. Riley Green, I still just do not believe.
Yeah.
I just don't see it with him. I just don't see it.
Riley Green's a good player. He's not a great player.
And his value will never be higher than it is right now, ever. Like he's cheap. He's got a couple years left of ARB. Like
it's not even that though. It's that's not the guy that you want. Like he's just not a guy you build your team around.
Yeah.
Right. If he's like your third or fourth best player on a team, awesome.
That's right.
That's
he's
great.
hitting sixth for you. Fantastic.
Even fourth, like that's fine. You know,
no
like,
issue. Like losing Gleyber Torres is going to be a major blow to this team. He was a veteran guy that got on base, and it's like imagine if we had 4 more Gleyber Torreses on our team, competent veteran bats that know how to take pitches. And you heard Scott Harris in his season-ending conference. What did he say? Like they love to control the strike zone from pitchers and like not give away at bats on the batters. And what do we do the entire playoffs? All of them just gave away at bats. Just
strikeout after strikeout
0-2,
after
0-2,
strikeout
1-2,
after strikeout after strikeout
Painful.
after strikeout.
That's why I think they're gonna like. I think Harris knows now the pressure is on, especially if he deals Skubal. Like now's the time. Your guys are coming up. McGonagall's probably going to make this team on a spring train, I would think. Max Clark, maybe. We'll see. He could be.
Probably not
but
Max Clark, but yeah.
At least McGonagall's going to be here. And then, it's a fascinating conversation. It's like, trade him, sign him, or ride him. Those are kind of the 3 options for Scoops.
Yeah.
And I think it feels like we're on the either trade him or ride him, and not sign him does not feel like either any of the 3 of us are confident that they should.
No, because you just handcuff yourself to like Skubal and crew.
Yeah.
Right in the future, and that's just
Skubal
not
and
like
stuff.
Yeah, Skubal and the gang.
I know we're about
Scoobs in the gang.
wow. I know we're about to jump, but I think I have to say it just flipped my brain. I actually don't want to trade Skubal. I want to ride him because whoa. I do. I want to ride him because based on this conversation, it sounds like we wouldn't get enough for next year out of him. Like, I think we could still win. I think we could still be a contender next year if we have Skubal and then we are willing to have some good signings.
Sure.
And McGonagall comes up.
You deal him at the deadline. If you guys fall off, you still get something for him. That's probably the most logical move is to ride him out this season. You go all in quotes, right? Like however you want to frame that of like make your moves. He's making $18 million this year. Like he's still making nothing. And you just go after it and you either decide at the deadline, you're either in it or you're out of it. If you're out of it, then you trust Harris to get Steve, like you said, 1 4A guy maybe for him at that point, and that's you walk, you know?
Yeah. I mean you're not getting a 4A guy. You're getting a top 100 prospect for him. That can be right. Kyle Tucker was a top 100 prospect. We wanted him for Justin Verlander. They wouldn't give it to him, rightfully so, right? But that's the kind of guy you go after in a Skubal trade. I don't trade Skubal just to let him walk for nothing, or to not let him walk for nothing, rather. Yeah. But it's got to be you got to give me two of your top 5 prospects for Skubal, and they're not like top prospects that like ETA 2029. No, ETA is 2026.
Yeah, okay.
Give me guys that have a track record in the minor leagues of being consistently good at 1 or 2 good things.
It's like
that we can develop.
It's hard for me to look at them trading Skubal. I think, Steve, to your point, and Wilson, actually to you, what you just said. If you say Tigers are going to compete for a World Series in 2026, it is damn near impossible for me to say that confidently with Skubal not being on this roster.
And bringing in some prospects instead.
You're going to get better by trading literally the defending back-to-back Cy Young winner. That's a tough pill for 26 at least. And I think at 27, you guys know this Chris Illich angle. Steve, you just said it. They may go on a lockout. Illich is going to come out and be like, It was too much. We tried to negotiate. Like, it'll all be like they will put this on Skubal, because I'm already getting Skubal vibes. He doesn't want to be in Detroit. You can just just feel it. It's like screaming out of him. But yeah, I'm probably ride him, trade him, sign him. That's my levels as well. I think signing is just irresponsible. I just don't think they'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think trade him. I think there's just I think you can still compete in 26 without him. You can't just trade him. You have to do, like I said, you got to make a splash. You got to make a splash in free agency.
I want to see Bo Bichette and Bregman up here. Okay, great, sick.
I want Bregman and like Ranger Suarez, who's a starter. Okay, like cool. Now you're putting a team together.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Chris, sell those pizzas, buddy. Come on.
Yeah. Robbie, you getting your tickets back next year?
Yeah, I already re-upped.
There you go.
Look at you.
I love it.
You're contributing to the cause.
I also was ready to make a buttload of money if they made it to the ALCS, because if they would have played Toronto coming to Detroit, you guys, I bought I bought every game, because I literally bought like 6 tickets to every game. It was like $4,000 I think I spent, because I was like, if Toronto comes here, I am gonna 1,000% be able to sell those tickets.
Oh yeah, you would have raked.
But we lost in 15 innings because Skubal had to get pulled at 95 pitches. But anyways,
boo.
Great.
Tough.
All right. Well, on that note,
this is great, guys.
This has been fantastic. Thank you all for listening to another 1 hour and 6 minutes of this show. We really appreciate it. Please share the show. Please leave us comments. We love you. And we will see you back here very soon on Take the Points.
A true $100 podcast.
Bye.